Yo, what's up, cyberpunks and retro nerds? Welcome back to another edition of Neon Motherfucking Trash, the trashiest channel on all YouTube. Today we're doing another solo flight review, mainly because my daughter is sick and I can't have my friends over. So tonight, here we are, and we're going to be checking out a horror movie from 2022 that I've been wanting to check out for a while now. It's the Spanish language film called Piggy. I know very little about this film outside of the fact that there was a short film, and then here we are with a full feature-length horror movie. I can't wait to check it out, and I haven't touched on a modern horror film in quite some time on the channel. So without further ado, guys, let's get right to the movie review. You guys know this routine. Check out that motherfucking trailer. Peep that shit, guys, when we get back. You're gonna know Tommy the Hammer's opinion on Piggy.
¡Hermita!
Pero mira cómo está.
Se trata de que salga, que dé del aire.
Qué asco de tía, mírala, por favor.
¡Me llaman cerda! Oink, oink, oink. Por eso no bajo y tú no haces nada.
No sé lo que ha pasado en la piscina.
¡Hermita!
¿Y viste algo, oíste algo raro?
Por favor. ¡Hermita!
Lo estamos sacando de quicio.
A ver, yo no sé vuestras hijas, pero la mía no desaparece así como así.
Tu hija. Le llaman cerda a mi hija.
Dios mío, ¿qué le han hecho?
I gotta admit that I am a huge fan of violent and visceral exploitation films. I have been since I was a young kid and watched Tobe Hooper's classic Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Ever since then, I've been pursuing movies that could bring me back to that one moment of shock and utter awe. There has been many throughout the years. When I think of the movie Piggy here, and one movie that comes to mind is Alexander Aja's High Tension. Piggy here earns its place amongst those movies, in my humble opinion. So I think this is entirely a powerful film because it deals with a lot of real subject matter. Depression, and of course, Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, it's a shocking film that goes down some rather dark avenues that not every single audience member is going to gravitate towards. But if you're like me and you seek out movies of that nature because in my case, I don't know, it makes me reflect upon things, not just the horror element, but the human element too, because these horror movies wouldn't be nearly as good if they were just straight up exploitation, which no discredit to that subgenre, but with the modern horror movie scene, especially with a film like this, they're trying to give you a little more meat and potatoes with the overall narrative and of course with the overall characters. And I gotta say, the movie Piggy nails it. Every single character in this film feels 100% real, especially our lead. She's very endearing and I found myself, I don't know, relating to her. There was many times when some of my classmates would call me a name or ridicule me in front of the other, students, and I don't know, I would, it would kind of spiral me into a depression. But with something like that, where you're kind of taken to the brink of your patience of your own depression, to kind of come back from that dark corner of your mindset is quite the thing to behold. And I know not everyone is there yet. Not everyone can shrug it off like I do. But that's what makes this movie so special, is it takes that touchy subject and brings it up to the forefront and makes its audience a little uncomfortable. One thing that I found to be kind of strange about the execution of the movie is that the director decided to film it in full frame. For those of you that don't know what that is, full frame video was a way to get movies onto old picture tube TVs back in the 80s and the 90s. So I know everybody has these giant, huge 1080p high-def flat-screen TVs today, but back in the day we had these old picture tubes. They were squares, and movies that were filmed in widescreen had to be cut down for our picture tubes at home. It made sense back then, but I gotta admit, today, in 2025, I find it to be very strange that there is this attraction to full frame. Sometimes it works. Sometimes I understand the director's dynamic. And sometimes, it really draws me in to the overall vibe that they're trying to execute. Other times I feel like it's just kind of a stylistic gimmick. Here, it's not a gimmick. That's kind of a cool thing. It's filmed in crystal clear clarity, but it's also in full frame. So if you can wrap your head around that and you dig it, well guys, there you go. Now maybe the extreme nature to the movie Piggy is nothing new, because I did kind of rattle off a number of films at the beginning, or at least the beginning of my final thoughts. And yeah, if you watch movies like High Tension and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or The Hills Have Eyes, or The Last House on the Left, then this is going to be nothing new. But it does kind of take that old cult movie exploitation vibe and bring it into a more contemporary setting, and it does touch on something that we don't really see in modern movies. I mean, when it comes down to the subject of obesity and bullying and things of that nature, we only get a few movies, but in the realm of horror, not too many. So despite the fact that maybe there's an air of nothing new here, I kind of knew that going into the film. So I can't really fault it for that, but it does kind of affect my overall star count, which we're going to get into right now, guys. So Piggy, out of 10 stars, right off the rip, I'm going to say this. It's a powerful film, one that I would love to revisit, mainly in the group setting. Out of 10 stars, I could give the movie Piggy a solid 8.5 out of 10. Definitely want to revisit this one. I hope I've been informative, guys. Until the next time, tune in to Neon Motherfucking Trash. Good night, folks. Cheers.